week. Every day a session.
Hmm?
Every day one session.
Yes. Ah, yeah. Even my mom, I think. My mom also need session.
I don't know. I talked to your mom the other day. She sounded pretty good.
Yeah, she talked so good.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna place it here. So while I cook rice, there, it's a good positioning. Picture, but my time. I didn't want a chocolate. Chocolate. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yan, magsasaing ako ngayon.
In order to go to Angel City, you have to go through Quezon City, no? I mean, it's on the way.
I got a question to you. How old are you when you moved to USA?
I was in 1990.
1990.
So
that was, how old are you way
32
back
years
then?
ago.
I think you're like
32 years ago.
something 20.
No, 32 minus 55
32.
is 20, I don't know, what, 24?
Alright, something like that. Is that exactly in Hawaii? Not in Hawaii exactly.
I went to San Diego first. I lived in San Diego for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why, because for common Filipinos, they really wanted to go United States or sometimes Australia, New Zealand, or Canada, something related to English countries, something related to a British colony, something like that, because they're looking for a better job, better benefits, something like that. But what is the common reasons for, like you're from Germany, right? What are the common reasons for Europeans like Germans to migrate United States? If I think Germany has a better economy, I think.
Yeah, but I don't like the life over there.
Mm,
See, I mean, it has been, I mean, safe in the past. Now with this idiot of Putin,
Putin.
you know, I mean, it's inevitable. There is going to be a nuclear war. There will be, and it's going to affect the whole world.
So basically, it's not economic.
There is no way this is going to resolve unless they kill him.
No.
Unless somebody goes and assassinates that guy, there's no way we will have a nuclear war in the next 5 months.
Oh.
And it's gonna be really
devastating.
bad. And it's gonna be bad. The only really way to end this quickly is that all the NATO alliance, they should all unite and shoot at him at the same time. Shoot back.
They shoot each other.
And that's the only way, because once he's
until one survives.
If he's the one to shoot, if he's the one to shoot off one of those nuclear weapons, it's too late to react for everybody. They gotta be ready. They gotta be ready, and that's the only thing I'm afraid of. My family's over there. I'm not very happy with that. So.
But when you moved to United States, you changed already your citizenship. No, you remain German.
I didn't change it until I think 7 years ago.
7 years. Ah, okay.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't really important. But when I got divorced,
But your previous wife is a German too, or American by birth? American by birth. But for you, it doesn't really. For you, it's optional if you want to
I
become
don't really.
US.
I have two passports, so
Mm.
I have American and a German passport, so I can go. I'm very lucky. I can go wherever I want.
Yeah.
So-
One of the strongest passport is German passport, Japanese, and Brunei.
Yeah. Well,
Singapore too, if I'm not mistaken.
well, this is one thing. There's a lot of inequity out there in the world. You guys aren't allowed to go wherever you want unless
There are only 60 countries that Filipino can go
yeah.
visa free. 60 or 66, something like that.
Yeah, and it's basically they don't want you to be a burden on somebody's economy,
Yeah.
and that's basically the only reason. And I think it's wrong. They let all the immigrants. Let all the immigrants, illegal immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
come through, stream through the southern border in California and Texas.
The Mexican
Yeah.
border.
And they're just coming in droves, millions of them.
Mhm.
It's just nuts. That guy, our president, I don't want to say it out loud, but I hope somebody's gonna take care of that guy too. He's so bad for the country. Trump was really good.
Oh. See,
Trump was an idiot,
okay.
but that has nothing to do with, him being, and advocating for the people. He did well, and the economy was the strongest in years. He made other countries pay and make their contribution, whereas before the U.S. was always putting out. They were all giving, and never got back anything.
But do you believe that
And Germany is one of the biggest hypocritical countries.
hypocritical?
Yeah, they're really bad.
All right.
They're really bad. They're not right now. They're the only ones standing in the way of sanctioning him entirely, because they're afraid of of a recession. They go in a big recession if they're losing the Russian oil. But yeah, I mean, but you gotta look at the greater good. You can't, I mean, you go in a recession, that's okay. For a couple of years, 2-3 years, who cares? But you gotta take care of the problem along with everybody else, and the problem is this Russian idiot. Well,
But do you think USA can live alone by the tax itself without any?
well, they gotta get the oil from somewhere.
Yeah. So meaning, the United States cannot stand alone without any depending to other countries too.
Well, they can pretty much take care of themselves, but I'm just saying.
But they still need to depend to other
European
countries.
countries, they have a hard time taking care of themselves without the U.S.
Ah.
Because
So basically they can-
they're outnumbered. They're outweaponed.
Mhm.
They have so much. The Russians have, I guess in their arsenal they have 2,600 nuclear weapons, where the rest of Europe doesn't even have half of them.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's not something that really needs to be,
Nagprito ka na
thought
ba?
through,
Not
but-
yet. Nasaan yung bigas?
You know,
Mhm. But what? Bakit tuloy?
But Britain stands
ito
really
yung
strong.
bigas so...
Mm. I've watched in YouTube many parts of the United States are, how could I say this with my limited English, are not really taken care of, like the central part, because there's eastern, central, mountains, and the eastern. The central part like Indiana, Kentucky, there are some like forsaken. There are so many damaged buildings, roads are not. Why United States has many time to interfering other countries than fixing the own country itself?
That's the issue, but it's not.
I'm
really-
sorry with
it's
my
not-
terrible
it's-
English.
It's not as bad as
Mhm.
I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't know where you get that information from.
Actually, from the American blogger itself, one day he featured the United States, the part which is it's like forsaken.
Yeah, but you
Mhm.
know when they say that, it's like because one state is richer than another.
Yeah, like for example,
You know,
New York,
they-
Nevada.
Yeah, I know, but one state is richer than another. That that kind of makes them talk that way.
Mhm.
It makes them talk that way because they're not. But you can't really compare that.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean that's one problem. They're like I said, they're supporting other
Yeah,
other
like the
countries.
Ukraine.
They're supporting the world.
Yeah.
And but they're
But
not
them
doing
itself.
anything for themselves. And
Yeah.
that's what Trump. That's the major difference between Trump and the current
Biden.
administration. So yeah. Yeah.
They have too many times, like in the Vietnam War,
I mean,
the
they're
Ukraine.
all thinking about themselves. They're making themselves rich. They're the lobbyists and stuff, but it's they don't really look at the people
Mhm.
and the people.
Mhm.
A lot of the Americans, they're
Mhm.
not educated enough to
Yeah.
really understand
Yeah.
what's going on.
So sometimes
So
I
it's
think
a lot of propaganda
Mhm.
going on.
sometimes I think Filipino immigrant is like more knowledgeable. They search furthermore before they migrated to United States. Unlike the natural born, sometimes, how should I say this with my limited English?
Well, you know what? I mean, obviously,
Sometimes I find that immigrants are much smarter than the natural born.
yeah, I mean, for sure.
They know like how to manage the
Oh,
life
sure.
there.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Filipinos already living in the U.S., I mean, they're all doing very well.
Yeah, they're doing their best. They know the value of money.
They do very well, and they're very ambitious.
Yes. One thing, another thing, California, I've also watched this in YouTube. There are so many homeless. The fact that United States known is economically strong,
Yeah.
but there are many.
Well, then
Hmm.
again, there's a lot of people that just refuse to work.
Ah,
They refuse to work, and that's the thing because they
get free from the government.
free from the government assistance,
Yeah.
and
Bigyan
and
mo ulit ng tali yung ano.
Ah, yeah. I will.
a majority of them
Mhm.
they have a drug problem.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Actually,
a
that's
substance problem. Either drugs or alcohol or something. And all they sit in the park and guzzle down their vodka, getting drunk out of their heads,
Yeah.
and totally, they don't really give a shit what's
Yeah.
happening.
My friend told me that because I got a friend who married, so
Yeah.
she's now citizen there. Actually, that is her explanation too. Many people are lazy to work and drugs also.
I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't give these people a penny. I wouldn't give them anything.
First, they are capable to work.
If you want money, you check yourself into a clinic and get sober. That's the first thing. But no, they don't do that because they don't care. They love just sitting under a tree and taking drugs and drinking
They are-
alcohol.
They
And
are
I
so
hate that.
pampered much.
But then there is the legitimate homeless,
Mm.
and I understand that. I don't have a place over there myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, since my divorce, most of the money, was given to the lawyers, and I'm not doing great. But I mean, I just recently got a payment, from my Social Security disability
Yeah.
back payment,
Mhm.
and paid off my credit cards. I'm debt free, so that's one thing. I'm debt free, so that's already better than most people that live in the States. And I get a government check every month for like basically for disability.
Mhm.
Um,
Magprito ka na.
Nagsasayang pa ako.
So,
Saan pa niluluto niya yan?
Sa kabila,
But-
oh.
Okay.
but I mean, I do work. I do work. You know, I do driver. I do like a delivery driving.
Uh-huh.
You know, I
Mhm.
deliver food. It's like a Uber.
Yeah,
Like
the Uber.
but you know, Uber for food
Yes.
instead of driving people around.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And then,
yeah, but yeah. So people that are capable,
Mhm.
that are physically capable of working should be working.
is it $3,000 a month from the government? Is it's still a small amount?
I get I mean, my disability check is $1,000.
$1,000. Because my friend, her husband
Well, it's different.
get
It's different for when you had a big paying job. When you had a big paying job and you put in for at least, I think it's 10 or 15 years, if you
Mhm.
paid into the system, you get almost the equal amount that you paid before. That you got paid, that you earned. So if your friend got paid $3,000
a month,
yes,
and she's bragging that.
right,
Mhm.
and then that's and she's disabled, she cannot work anymore, then she gets this amount from the government. Yes, but I did not. The thing is, most of the years, it was a family business, and we got paid under the table most of the time in cash. So the government didn't really know all about what we got paid. So because of that, it kind of like it works against me now because
Yes.
it doesn't show. I only made minimum amount, and that's because that's the reason why that's all I'm getting.
But how about $5,000 a month? That would be enough salary for a typical American.
Who?
Yes. How about $5,000 a month?
That's
That would be enough, or still?
that'd be way that's
Still way
higher.
low.
That's like higher than anybody. That's fine. That would be considered $5,000
A month, that
If
would-
you make $5,000 a month, you're considered a very high earner.
High earner.
I mean, the average is really like I would say like 2,400 or something like that.
400.
That's like
2,400.
yeah, that's like an average. That's like an average.
So because I still remember my aunt.
But then again, some people they work 2, 3, and sometimes 4 jobs. I don't know
Yeah.
how they do it, but I mean all they do is work.
Okay, so since I got you there, let me transition you now. Okay. That is only a warm up of actually.
Warm up. All right.
I don't know because this will serve
So
as
how-
our final performance, something like that. And then when I got home, I need to analyze most of your responses. Okay, so let's go. So, what's your current occupation? You said that you have your own business, right?
No, me personally, I'm just a delivery driver.
A delivery driver. So, how would you describe your current level of job satisfaction? As you mentioned, delivery,
I don't know. I'm happy.
you're happy. That's it.
Yeah, I'm happy because I can make my own hours. See, with the job that I have, I can clock in and out whenever I want to. If I don't feel like it, if I feel sick, I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have a boss. I can. It's just like a Uber. It's
Uber.
just like here.
So basically,
If
it's
they
more of a
wanna-
business
if
style.
If they want to drive, well, they log in. And then they're ready to receive orders. That's exactly what that is. What I do. And if, like I said, if I'm not up to physically, my back hurts, I can't sit around. I don't know if I feel sick.
Mhm.
I don't get sick pay in this job, but I can work
Yes.
as much as I want or as little as I want.
All right. So
without
basically, you can
having-
manage.
without having to answer to anybody.
Okay.
So that's why I like the job.
All right then. The next is, how does your current level of job satisfaction compare to earlier years? Meaning to your previous job, something like that.
Well, I really loved what I was doing before.
Mm.
You know, when you know I was part of the company. You know, we had a health food store. I was managing the health food store. I was working on the outside market, you know, selling food. I was actually had so many different responsibilities, and I could, you know, basically, since I knew everything about the place, I can, if somebody calls in sick, I can, you know, fill in for the person. I can do anything within the company. And I don't know, I'm just getting one-on-one with people and, you know, talking to them while I'm selling them, you know, products and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's just, it was kind of nice. The social part of it was nice. And, you know, it was out in the, you know, out in the open. It was outside, fresh air all the time. I didn't have to sit on a chair at the desk. And so that part I really liked, but it was long hours and, you know, it really hurt my back. So because there was some lifting involved and stuff and standing up all day, no breaks. I mean, 0 breaks. It's just like, you know, on the go, if you want to eat something, well, grab something and eat it. But
So fast-pacing life.
no sit down and, you know, so.
Okay, I understand. By the way, let me go back again to the $5,000. Actually, it's my aunt, my father's sister, who worked as a librarian in a school. I just remember when I asked them. Now, do you perceive job satisfaction increasing, decreasing, or remaining essentially the same from early to middle adult? Again.
Well, what I'm doing right now, I mean, it's basically just remaining. It's not getting better and it's not getting worse. So
Constant.
my job satisfaction is based on traffic. Because I have to drive, you know how it is here when they do as a Grab driver. When the streets of Manila are packed and the drivers are sitting in traffic, waiting to get through, they're not making any money.
Yeah, because every hour considered an opportunity to earn money, right? That's a typical American thinking.
I know, this is why that is. So when I take a lift at 4 or 5 in the morning, I get from Manila, I come back here in 15 minutes and the driver is happy.
Yeah.
But if the driver sits, if we're in traffic for almost an hour, that cannot make the driver happy. And that's exactly how I feel back home. When I'm stuck in traffic, I don't make money. I don't get paid.
All right. Exactly.
But if the streets are empty, and I like to go fast, I like to hustle. So, you know, I sometimes make $30 an hour, so that's $30.
1,500 in Philippine peso, I
Yeah,
guess.
1,500 pesos.
But
an
that's a
hour.
huge amount for a 1-hour job. Because in Philippines,
Yes, but the thing is, the gas is so expensive
Yeah.
over there. Unless you have a good vehicle, most of the money goes to gas. Now, as of lately, I've been using my daughter's car because I cannot afford driving my van. My van goes 11 miles per gallon, and the gallon is $5.49. $5.49 a gallon, and I can only go 10 miles. I can't even make that money back. You know, it would not be worth it. I would be working basically like for $3 or $4 an hour.
3 to 4 hours per an hour.
That is not. I'd rather sit on the couch and do nothing.
Instead of working, earning $4.
Exactly, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. Because I'm taking the risk when I'm out there. I mean, the insurance is my responsibility. Everything on the road. If I hit somebody, I don't I don't get reimbursed. It's my own, it's on my own deal. If I work for a company and be a driver and I hit somebody, it
They want your cost.
the company would
We'll
pay
take-
for it.
Yeah, right.
So I take all the risk in this job. So yeah, and that's basically it. But like I said, the luxury of choosing your own hours is very important to me.
Yeah, right. Good. Thank you for that. And I'm not sure if this question would be the same with the number 3. My colleague also told me that the question is somewhat similar, but just let me know. What working conditions contribute to job satisfaction? How about dissatisfaction?
No, it's exactly what I was just telling.
The
But
same.
that-
so
that-
pretty
but
much the
that's,
same.
that's basically the only way for me is traffic, cost of gas, and that has a big impact on my disposition, on
Mhm.
how I see, my day going.
Uh-huh.
Because if the gas prices are high and the traffic is dense,
Mhm.
then I'm not happy.
Okay.
But I still do it because there's some money coming in, but I'm making less profit.
Mhm.
So by choosing, or by my daughter letting me use her car,
Mhm.
what I do, she goes to work early, I take her car, I drop her off at work, and then I work.
Mhm.
And I work for 4 or 5 hours, and then I pick her up from work, and that's it.
Mhm.
But in those 4 or 5 hours, I can make about $150. I can make $150.
$150. Hang on. I think that's like
No, $150 for 4 or 5 hours.
So that's wait. I'm just
That's
converting
about-
that to
no,
peso.
No, it's about 30, if it's a good day, it's
Oh.
about $35, if it's a good day, an
Yeah.
hour, and that's good. I'm happy
That's
with that.
almost 5,000.
But the average for the job I'm doing
Mhm.
is $20 an hour.
The $20
Yes.
in Philippines, you have to work that for 8 hours to earn $20.
No, I understand that. I see her pay, and it makes me just nauseous.
Mhm.
Filipinos they're getting exploited here
Yeah, that is what you see.
on a level unseen in the U.S. They would never, that would never happen in another country.
But
It's a
they-
third world country.
Yeah, I know that and I
And,
admit
and,
that.
and as in every country, the politicians make themselves rich, and the poor get poorer.
Yes.
And that's the sad part about a system that is governed by politicians. Because they have the power to make themselves rich, to find ways to pocket more money. It doesn't matter how. It's just like, if you look at businessman,
Mhm. Even American politicians do that. Do you think?
all politicians
Oh,
do that.
so regardless from first world to
If
third
you
world.
think there is some politicians that don't do it, you're very naive.
Oh.
You're very naive. Don't think that. In the U.S.,
So you mean even Trump, Barack Obama?
they all
They-
didn't steal. They didn't steal, but they profited from their
From the way they-
position
Mhm.
where they're at, where they're in. They have all the power,
Yeah.
and if somebody asked for a permit, that it would normally take years for the process, and Obama says, I'll put you in front of the line, I give it a permit right now, but you know what, it costs, you gotta pay me something. That's exactly how it works. You grease the politicians.
Ah.
Yeah, but that's not only in politics. All the people in power, that's what's so, for me, that's what's so sad about the world, is that everybody just thinks of themselves. know.
So do you think Philippines is
people
way
like that
behind?
people have billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. There's no way that they could ever spend this money in 10 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Why not give to the poor and get them out of there, make them from poor at least to middle class? I don't know if I had that much money, that's what I'd be doing, because, for me, personally, yes, I like to live a good life. But I learned in the last few years, because I spent pretty much all my money. I live on my daughter's couch. I just sometimes I sleep in the van, and
I guess so.
that I can handle any situation. And over here I would have a hard time because
The traffic.
no, not only that, but the sanitation.
Okay.
I have with not having clean water. That would be my number one issue.
Okay.
That I could not.
So basically, Philippines is still a horrible place to live.
Well, for me,
Yes.
it's not like a number one choice. I come here for them. Otherwise I probably would have never come to the Philippines. But then again, when we went to Palawan together, that was, I could see myself being over there. But then again, the water is contaminated. You cannot drink regular water.
Yeah.
I got so sick over there right on the day where
So
we
you
got-
have actually every Filipino buy this water.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it's kind of
Expensive.
Back home, you can drink the water straight out of the faucet.
Many family Filipinos do not drink water from the faucet
That,
because our thinking it's not safe. So we have to.
no,
buy
you
that.
can't do it here.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
But back home you can. But even though you can, people buy water filters.
Yeah.
They filter the water and then they drink it,
Mhm.
just to be extra careful.
Yes.
But they don't really have to. There are no contaminants in the water.
Mhm.
If there was, the the grid would be shut down. It would be shut down and taken care of. They would not let anybody use the water. So it's it
Mhm.
it's I don't know, for us
Mhm.
it's a natural thing
Mhm.
that that we have all the necessities.
Yeah.
Over here, you don't have that.
The all necessities.
No, like clean water,
Mhm.
toilet, showers. Some people still do the scooping.
The scooping. Yeah, right. The scooping.
That you see. I don't know that. I wish that would change.
Yeah.
I wish that would
So-
change for the people here.
So Filipinos is still way behind. You can say.
Yeah, but I think if the government would actually try to
Mhm.
work on infrastructure and health related issues, I think they could make a big change. But I think they're just unwilling.
They're unwilling.
I think they're unwilling because they're capable. They have a lot of resources.
Mhm.
I think the Philippines has a lot of resources, and obviously tourism is one big resource.
Yeah.
See, Hawaii lives off of tourism.
Yeah. There are so many beaches there.
The two most where the money came from In Hawaii used to be pineapple, sugarcane, and tourism.
Okay.
But they shut down all the sugarcane plants because people were complaining about when they burn the sugarcane with the ash going everywhere, and for asthmatics it's not good. So they actually shut the sugar industry off. And the pineapple, there's only a few fields back left over there. I'm not sure what the reason was for that, but obviously they're using a lot of chemicals as well, spraying the stuff.
No typical American will accept $20 for 8-hour shift, right?
No, that's not true. That's not true. This is actually, they would love to do that, but the minimum pay in America right now is, I believe $7.95 an hour.
An hour?
Yes, that's basic. That's basic.
Basic.
Now, people that work as waiters and waitresses,
Isn't the $7 is per hour basis? The $7?
Yes. Yes, that's the minimum pay.
For
They're trying to raise it to $15, but it hasn't gone through yet. Hasn't passed yet. So most waiters, they get $7.95 an hour, and they live off the tip.
Yeah.
They tip a lot in the U.S. The minimum tipping is supposed to be 10% of your bill, but most people they expect 15 or 20. To me, I hate that because I'm already paying a lot of money for the food. So leave it up to me what I want to tip. Don't give me a stink eye, don't give me a hard time. I mean, I always tip, no matter what. I tip 20%, but I don't want them to be asking me. It's a principle.
Yeah.
Don't ask me for more money, okay? Because I'm spending money in your place.
Yeah.
Buying your food, and you telling me you're charging me more. I mean, you should tack that on. You should tack that on to the food and have the employers pay their employees what they think is right. But that's what I would do. But the reason they do it, because the prices for food would look so high that nobody would come in and eat anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. True.
It would deter them, from coming in.
And the last one would be, what are your career aspirations and how have they changed since early adulthood?
My aspirations?
Yeah.
Well, sadly, I don't have it.
Right, you don't have. It's okay.
Now, I think I'm 55.
Yeah.
I'm 55.
But still young, 55.
Well,
still young.
but I would love to do stuff, but because of my back issues and stuff, I can't really do a lot of stuff. So, so I'm very limited of what I can do.
So you're limited.
Yeah.
When you had started the diabetes, you had this because the last 2019 when I saw you, you don't have yet that thing in your arm.
Well, I just got that's a new device. I had diabetes for 16 years.
Oh, for 16 years. Maybe I wasn't noticed
No,
before.
I never had that until 2 years ago. That's just that's a transmitter. There's a transmitter in here. It's a device. It's called G6. I have to shoot it in. It's a little wire that goes under the skin. It's subcutaneously.
Yeah.
And then I put the transmitter in here, and then I synchronize it with my phone.
Oh.
So on my phone, it shows me what my numbers are, my blood sugar numbers all the time.
So you can monitor.
It's very expensive.
Oh.
This thing is very expensive. For a 3-month supply, it's almost $5,000.
Oh, that's 250,000.
The insurance pays for it. I could not pay for it.
Mhm.
I don't have the money to pay for that. So the insurance pays for it, and I get it free.
Oh, that's nice.
Before, I had the OnePlus Ultra. It's like you poke yourself,
Mhm.
and then you get a little like little thing you stick it.
Yeah,
you,
and then
you
get
stick
a
in
little
in
blood.
the meter, and then you put a drop of blood over
Yeah.
on top, and then it'll show you the number. I mean, this is more accurate than this. This is probably about 30 units off. Even if I calibrate it, it would be always like off, but it gives you a general idea of how what your blood sugar is like. So, and I mean, it's just see this. This is what that looks like. So I got the so it's right here. I just ate.
Mm-hmm.
I just ate.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is showing, my blood sugar right now is 186, which is already high, but it's going even higher now.
So what's the number just to be say that you're safe?
Well, the best one would be between 90 and 120. That would
So
be.
it should be.
Yeah, but I'm kind of always high. Well, the thing when I came home this morning, I came home at 5:30 this morning, and so then I did my insulin and I ate some pizza before I went to sleep. When I woke up, it was around 140, so it was actually good. But now I ate that little bit of rice, and it just spikes it. And I had some coffee. So it's probably gonna take 2 hours for this to come down again.
2 hours.
Yeah. And there's other insulins where you can, like, every time you eat, you give yourself a shot. I don't have that.
Good thing about me, I don't have yet diabetes.
No,
The fact that
it's not a good thing. I have it full blown.
Full blown.
Yeah. So it's
once in a year.
It's not fun, and once you have
Yeah.
diabetes 1, you cannot reverse it.
It may be lowered down, but you can never
what
be
you
normal.
But what you can do is you can control it by what you eat. And if I only ate vegetables and meat, it would be always good.
Okay. So maintain that
It's
eating.
the carbohydrates that kill me, and I have a hard time staying away from carbohydrates. I always need my slice of bread, and I normally don't eat pizza anymore, but we went to SNR yesterday and we bought that big old pizza, and we got so many slices still in the refrigerator, and instead of making something, I just ate that. What are you doing? Are you starting work right now? Are you going to work for mom?
No.
Well, I
My
don't
mom's
know.
on the
You
one's
know, the
sleeping.
thing is, if you would train with mom, you could take over, work for her a couple hours and
to.
lighten her load every night.
Yeah. Ponchang's still minor.
But they don't know that on the
Swim
screen.
bang on the swim.
Yeah, we will swim.
And you are very friendly, but you just gotta lower your voice a little bit, so they know that you're more like a woman than a girl. And then you could actually pass for that.
The common illness in United States, if I'm not mistaken, diabetes and cancer. I'm not sure.
There's so many.
Common.
There's so many. That's not really.
In Philippines, hypertension. And I am one
Well,
of
the
them.
hypertension probably comes from stress, and because everybody is stressed out about their
Little income.
their income, their living situation, and that's understandable. It's like we're lucky enough that we don't have that problem in the U.S. We're very lucky. That's why I said we're blessed. I mean,
So
You
that's
know,
what.
when I tell my daughters when I first came to the Philippines,
Mhm.
I said, you are so spoiled. I said, you could not survive here for a day. I told her.
Mhm.
I told her there's no way. And that's everybody should experience that, you know, to
Mhm.
understand that, you know, be humble
Yeah.
May gravy dun.
and
Sige, pakikuha.
and
Mas
try to
malamig,
live
kailangan
Okay
ko
lang.
painitin.
try to live
Mhm.
below your means.
Mhm. So Filipinos are resilient. You could say.
And I mean, for me,
Mhm.
they're doing a
Ano yung
really good
magkakamay
job
ka?
here, you know, of, I mean, every individual do, you know,
Hot sauce to.
to
Is
still,
it okay if kuha mo ang
still
kutsara?
stay so positive.
Mhm.
Because the Filipinos are they're very kind people. They're very nice people.
Mhm.
They're not like that over in the States.
Mhm.
The Filipinos, they're already Americanized, especially the teenagers. The older people, yes,
Mhm.
they're still
Because-
the same. But the teenagers
Mhm.
are not like that.
Mhm. Not like Ponchang.
No, they're more like American teenagers.
Yeah.
They're rotten
Mhm.
and no good.
Yeah, they're all rotten.
But I don't want to generalize.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, you know, tell everybody because there's always good and bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
And sometimes my
over
friend.
here is mostly good.
Mhm. The older generations.
Now, any generation.
Oh, there's always a badass.
Because because everything here is so family oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over there, it's not, you know,
Mhm.
not really as much. So, but the Filipinos I know, see all the family, all the kids, they hang out at home. They always do stuff. The parents really don't let them go out and to the park, hang out at the park. You're risking that they drink beers and do other stuff.
I think
So that's a good thing there. Yeah.
that is mostly on the urban areas, cities, right? But I think some part of the United States, the rural, like the Alaska with very minimal people, I think there are very minimal cases like that for those rural areas like Alaska.
Well,
The one that you say
can't-
it like-
I can't speak for them. I really
Mhm. Mhm.
don't really go online and trying to figure out
Yeah,
how people live in different states.
yeah. But
When I go there,
Mhm.
I see for myself.
Yeah, but basically that's just only what I observe. Mostly people in the urban.
Yeah. I've been to California.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Utah.
How about the people in Utah?
I've been
Because
to-
I got a
I've
friend
been
in
to
Utah.
Texas,
Mhm.
and you know, and that's all I've seen.
Mhm.
For me, there's not a big difference
In else.
in those places.
Oh.
Life seems like life anywhere, except you have a different environment. That's all.
Okay.
Utah is more mountainous. It gets cold.
And more
It
Mormons.
gets cold there. Yeah, I mean, it's just different group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And in California, it's like weather is mostly beautiful. Everybody walking around in shorts. You know. I don't know. I just.
New York is a business
I
state.
don't know. I would never go to New York. I have no aspiration to ever go into New York. Never.
So basically, California.
I don't like big cities.
Mhm.
I don't
Me
like
too.
big cities, skyscrapers,
No.
people, cars.
Yeah.
I don't want a million people around.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't like it.
The same with me.
I love Hawaii because it's the safest place in America.
That's nice.
It's.
I love
it's-
Alaska,
it's-
even I haven't there yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's. I'm sure it's very beautiful, and that would be one place I would like to visit.
Mhm. Sometimes if I watch about USA, the first state that I always check is Alaska.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking why Canada is very different to US because USA is very active helping other like the Ukraine, the recently. But
Well-
Canada seems like they're just quiet. They don't interfere others' business.
Well, they do voice their opinions, and they do. Recently, they did impose sanctions on Russia,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not really. They're not a military power.
Mm-hmm.
Canada is not. See, you're so like Australia. Australia
It's
have-
also the quiet
ha-
country.
having a beef with China now. So there, I'm foreseeing something really bad in the next year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in either in Asia and in Europe, you know, same thing. As long as these kind of people are in power,
Mhm.
that the world will never be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the problem is they let them. I mean, I literally say that they let them
Mm-hmm.
acquire and build nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should have been allowed to do, you know, like back in the days when the U.S. dropped the, you know,
In
nuclear
Hiroshima?
in Hiroshima.
Yeah,
So,
I know
so
that.
after that, they should have been all destroyed and not being able to, you know, replicate
country
it
will
again and
immobilize.
yeah, it is. Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, that's just it. You know, everybody, I know they're talking about the new world order. I don't even know why they would have any world order. You know, if every country would just mind their own business,
Mm-hmm.
mind your own business.
Yeah. The reason
Yeah.
why United States existed because they separated from UK.
I mean, just think about it. Europe is no threat to Russia. No.
Mm.
They don't want conflict. They would never go in. They would never go into Russia and start attacking them. Never.
Mm-hmm. Because it's gonna
That
be
would-
loss of
that
their
would
lives too.
Never happen in this world again, like it happened back in the days.
Yeah, like the World
with
War One and
Hitler,
World War
with
Two.
Hitler.
World War One, Hitler.
Yeah, it would never happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason to start this.
Mm-hmm.
But the Russians, they have a different mentality.
Yeah.
They, for some reason, they are such fanatics over there into that old Stalin regime
Mm-hmm.
that they're worried. I don't think it's even I don't think they're even worried. They're just pretending to be worried, and they're finding a reason to just do what they're doing
Mm-hmm.
because it's not a viable threat.
Yeah.
And the same thing is with China. What do they have to ever worry about the U.S.?
I think
What?
rivalry of the
what?
interests.
Yeah, it's all it is, conflict of interest.
Yes.
But that doesn't have to be, you know, end up in a military conflict.
Mm-hmm. But I think, in my opinion,
Break up our relations if you don't wanna deal with this country. Break up all the relations.
yeah,
That's it.
cut all the relations.
Yeah, cut them all.
That's-
If you don't dig them, cut them. You know, that's all. But
So be-
but don't you know start endangering
Or threatening other.
like private citizens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just unspeakable what's happening in the Ukraine. How many civilians lost their lives, and it's just so sad.
So basically, if the United States will shut up like Canada, it will be best. What do you think? Because Canada is just simply they're quiet. They don't
No,
interfere.
I know. They don't need to engage in anything.
Yeah,
You know, for what? What? They have a good economy. They can, they independently survive.
Yeah, they can independently survive.
And so does the U.S. So does most of the U.S. The European countries.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that they all rely on is oil.
Mm-hmm.
Is really oil.
Oil is the main conflict.
Oil and gas. That's what they rely on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see them, relying on anything else.
And nowadays, Canada is very open to Filipino nowadays. Why do you think? Because in comparison, it's very difficult to enter in the United States. If you are from the third world country like Philippines, they might probably decline your visa.
Yeah, they can.
But in Canada
That's
nowadays, it's somewhat lenient compared to America.
I heard that. I heard that, and because there are no borders between, really no. I mean, there are borders.
Mm.
There's an invisible border.
Yeah, unlike to Mexico, they have the borders, visible
Yeah,
borders.
yes. They don't mind Canadians coming in and out. They don't mind that at all.
Mm.
And once the this is the thing. If the Canadian changes their immigration policy,
Mm-hmm.
there might be borders again,
Ah.
because people think they're smarter than the government,
Mhm.
and thinking, oh, okay, I can go into Canada, and since they have no since they have no borders, I can just run into the U.S.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a big inequity, globally against those, third world countries. I want everybody to be able to go anywhere. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. There shouldn't be a thing.
Mm.
But the only thing is, there's so many nutcases out there,
Yeah.
so many crazy people.
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming in.
Yeah. So I think
And-
Canada need to put a little stricter in terms of border policy.
They should check him.
Mm-hmm.
They should run background check, and even if it takes a month and the person is stuck at the border for a month
Yeah.
until they check
Everything.
their background,
Mm-hmm.
then let them in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all good with vetting, but if they come in unvetted, then that's not good.
If we're gonna look at it, Canada and USA are almost the same people. Why they need to divide themselves? I am Canadian, I am American. If we're gonna look at it, they almost same the same culture. They belong to one country, United
No,
Kingdom.
I mean, yeah, they got a lot of in common. They got a lot of things in common.
Their roots are mainly
I think
British.
If you look at it,
Mm-mm.
there's a lot of pro sports
Mm-mm.
that combine their leagues. The Canadians come, they play in the National Hockey League,
Mm-hmm.
in the Stanley Cup ice hockey.
Mm-hmm.
There's I think 3 Canadian teams
Mm-hmm.
that play in that league. Same with basketball.
Filipinos are into basketball.
Yeah. So same with basketball. So they share a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why they decide one government only? Canada has their own government, USA has their own. Since they have the same, why
Yeah.
don't we join as one
Yeah.
country instead?
and who is gonna lead that?
What do you think would
Exactly.
dominate?
Well, that's the thing. Who is gonna lead it? Do you think the U.S. let another country lead their government?
No.
And the other way around. It's not gonna happen.
I mean,
It's not gonna happen.
so their pride
Yeah,
itself.
well, no, it's the Constitution.
Mm. So that's
I
why.
mean, where the country was founded,
Mm.
you
They have-
can't break that Constitution.
Okay.
And that's one part of the problem with these
communist countries,
Mm-hmm.
they have a different constitution.
Yes.
And their forefathers were nutcases. They were communists too.
Mm-hmm. Want some chocolate or no? No.
Sarap ng ice cream.
Ice cream?
Sa'yo na lang ang lahat.
Wag naman.
No, sa'yo na lang ang
Man,
lahat.
you guys are just eating machine, huh?
No. So we're going to swim with Ponchang
Now.
today.
No, I'm not gonna go